and welcome to All About Health Podcast, episode 9. Today's episode is going to be everything you need to know about meal planning, meal prepping, how to save money when you're meal prepping, because I feel like it can often be thought of that meal prepping has to be this big, you make 7 different meals and 7 different breakfasts and it's expensive and you have these superfoods and I know that not everybody thinks that, but for anybody who does, today's episode is for you. And I'm just going to explain how it doesn't have to be like that, how it can actually be very simple, very helpful, and very inexpensive as well. You can actually save a lot of money when you're meal prepping. And so that's what today's episode is going to be about. But of course, before we get into that, we're going to do our favorites of the week. So first of all, favorite recipe, or meal or snack or whatever it is. This week, my favorite has been these oat flour waffles that I made the other day for breakfast. And I will link the recipe down below because I did end up posting it. But if you saw my last episode, I was talking about how I've been trying to use things up in our pantry before we head back to Hawaii. And so I had this idea to make some oat flour waffles, and I was able to use up oat flour, and I also used up some cocoa powder and baking powder and just random things like that, and I put them all into my waffles and they were so good. I topped them with some vegan chocolate chips and a little bit of coconut whipped cream and some low sugar maple syrup, all of which I was hoping to use up as well. So it was just a great meal. It also was high protein and delicious. So I'm going to link that down below. Definitely recommend trying those out. They're very easy as well, which is good. And they're fast. Waffles are very fast and easy and delicious. So that's your sign to make some. If you want to make that recipe, again, it'll be linked down below. And then second favorite segment of the week is favorite movie. This is actually something that I watched just last night, and it was Barbie and A Christmas Carol. If you did not know, I and my sisters, we love Barbie movies. We grew up on those. Those are just so nostalgic for us. And so we've never seen the Christmas one because obviously we just started celebrating Christmas recently. And so we decided to watch the Christmas one for the first time, at least for me. My sisters have seen it, but I had not yet. And so we watched that last night, and I think it was just so fun finally being able to watch it. And definitely recommend if you like Barbie movies and you like Christmas, or even if you have kids and you want to introduce them to a good movie series, Barbie movies, do it. They're all good. And I have such good memories of watching Barbie movies, and I know that anyone would love them, especially little girls. Anyway, so those are the segments of the week. Now we're going to move on to the bulk of the episode, and I have a few different things laid out here, written out, that I think we should talk about. So first of all, before we get into it, what is meal prepping? If you've never heard of it before, or even if you have, what's just a simple explanation of it? So meal prepping, there's many different ways that you can do it, and I'm gonna get into that in a moment, but it's pretty much just preparing food or preparing meals or pre-cooking meals so that when you need them, they're already ready for you. And the benefits of meal prepping there's so many of them. As we're gonna get into, you can save money. It's a great way to stay on track with your healthy eating and fitness goals, because if you already have a healthy meal prepared for you, you're less likely to, I've been there too. You get home from work and you're I don't know what to make, or I don't want to make dinner now. I just was working for 10 hours, and then you reach for something a little bit more unhealthy than if you had something prepared for you. So that's a really big benefit of meal prep, is to have those healthy meals or foods or snacks prepared so that when you're in a pinch or you need something fast or you aren't in the mood to cook, that you have no excuse but to eat healthy. And also, again, it does save money because you won't be ordering out and you won't be going to the grocery store and picking something up, or you're going to save money in the long run, and we'll get into how to do that. But those are just a few of the benefits of them. So let's talk about the different ways that you can meal prep, because there's different ways and different kinds of meal prepping. So number one is to meal prep full meals. So that would be things like a big pot of soup or chili or a stew or a casserole or like a dish what's it called? I don't remember. The slow cooker, a dish in the slow cooker, something like that. So those, you make up like a big batch of it at the beginning of the week or whenever you do your meal prepping midweek, it could be any day. And then you just leave that in the fridge, and then anytime you want to have some, you just portion it out into a bowl or put it into a cup or a plate, and then you have that already prepared for you. And that's a really easy way to do it because you just have to cook everything in one dish, keep it in the fridge, there you go. So that's one option. Number 2 is batch cooking. So it's kind of similar. I would say this is very similar to the making the full meals, but instead of leaving like a full pot or a full dish of whatever you made just in the fridge, I think it's like where you'd pre-portion it out, and then you can either leave it in the fridge or you could freeze things for later so that they're better for longer. But that's more of, instead of having it in one big pot, is like putting it into different portions, which is even easier because then you just have to grab your portion, heat it up, and there you go. And then another kind is individual meals. So like making up, you make different meals for like each day or whatever you want to do, or even just for each meal. So like you'd make a breakfast and then you make a lunch and then you make a dinner and you leave it in your fridge and then you just grab it when you need it. Kind of like grab and go portions, easy to take, so that's another option. And then the last option that I have written down, I'm sure that there's more, maybe you have your own kind of meal prepping you like to do, but another one is ingredient prep, and this is usually what I do mainly for our family. So this is where you make like individual ingredients. So what I'll do is like you boil up broccoli, cook up some chicken, prepare some barley or rice, it can be anything really. And then you just have like each of those individual things in the fridge so that then you can just grab from everything and make a meal. So like, for example, if you do have that broccoli prepared, and if you have like potato, and then you have like some sort of protein, whether for my family it'd be like ground turkey, for me it could be something like I make up some seitan ahead of time. So then you just grab a little bit of each of those, there you have a meal. So those are like 4 different ways of meal prepping that I have done or that I know of. I'm sure, as I was saying again before, that there are different ones, but those are 4 options. And so now it's, how do you actually get started? Because a lot of people can hear those 4 options and be like, wow, that's a lot of work and a lot of prep. And it can be, but it often pays off. And also, the more you do it, the better you'll get, the less it's going to be a little bit scary, the more you know how to do it. So here are some ways and tips and things to get started on meal prep. So first of all, you want to choose your style out of those 4. You can even experiment, try each one over the course of a month or the course of a few weeks or whatever it is. Experiment, see what kind of style works best for you. So like I said, again, as I was saying before, for my family, we really work well with the having individual ingredients prepped, because every single night I'll make a salad for us for our dinners. And so it's kind of easy just to have like the meat already prepared and to have vegetables prepared or whatever it may be. And then I can just put it together and assemble. Maybe for you prefer the full meals, which is like just having a big batch of chili in the fridge and then you can have that. Or maybe you prefer the individual meals, like having your meal already prepared for you. All you have to do is heat it up and enjoy that. But try it out, see what you like the best. And you can even maybe create, you can switch it up every week, see what works for you. And then once you've decided which style you think is the best for you, create a schedule of when you're going to do your meal prep, when you're going to do your shopping. And it doesn't have to be like a full schedule, like I'm doing this at 10 a.m. unless you want it to be, that's a great option too. But just choose a day when you know that you have some extra time or you want to try it out for the first time. And again, as I was saying before, in the beginning, it's going to probably take a little bit longer because you're just starting on something new. But then after a while, you'll get more efficient at it. You'll learn how to do things faster. And so eventually it won't be that long. But figure out a day when you want to create your schedule, when you want to do your grocery shopping, when you want to create your meal plan, choose the meals, choose a day to really dedicate to it. And eventually, as I said before, you won't need a whole day. You don't even need a whole day in the beginning. It's probably just like 3 hours at most. Okay, but think about it, 3 hours at the beginning of the week will save so much time throughout the rest of the week. And again, it doesn't have to be 3 hours. It's probably going to be less than that. And then you want to choose your recipes and meals. And a hack for this is to use the same ingredients as much as possible in the different meals or snacks or whatever you're making, so that you can save money. Instead of buying like 100 different things, you know, you can use the same things in different meals. Like, for example, if you like peppers, like bell peppers, then you could make like a sheet pan baked meal. You could do stuffed peppers, you could do like peppers in some sort of salad, you could make, you know, like just try and use the like each ingredient in different meals. If you like chicken as your main protein source, you could do like a chicken salad one day, you could do a chicken stew, you could do like chicken wraps. There's many options. So just like get creative with it, try and come up with different meals for each ingredient that you have. And then you want to also check what you have in your pantry already. This is kind of goes along with like grocery shopping and stuff like that, but see what you already have. Like, you don't need to go out and buy a whole new stock of food. If you already have like certain herbs or like spices or condiments, or even check your freezer, like you might have some frozen vegetables, you might have some good canned goods that you can use. See what you already have so that you're not wasting food, and also that you can save money on groceries and buying like unnecessary extras than what you already have. And then some ways when you are shopping to save on money is to check out flyers and see what's on sale, where it's on sale, and where it has like the best deals. So I have this app, it's called Flip, F-L-I-P-P, and it shows you all of the flyers that are in your area. So I don't know if it's available in the United States or not, or if it's just in Canada, but you can search, like say for example, you want to buy blueberries, you can search blueberries and it will show you at all the grocery stores in the flyers how much blueberries are on sale for, or what the price is, so that then you can say, oh, this store has them on sale for $2.99, whereas this store has them on for $4.99, so I'm gonna go to this store. So it's a way to like save it up, save some money. And also, if you go to a place where you can price match, that's a great hack as well. So then if you, instead of going to like 5 different stores to save on each thing everywhere, just go to one store that price matches, and then you get all the deals, and then you can save a lot by price matching. Another one is to buy in bulk. So if you know that you're going to be using these ingredients over a while, so like for example, if you know that you are going to use like the 4 pound of frozen blueberries, then why not just buy that instead of the 1 pound bag that's like gonna cost you more in the long run? Same with like if you like oats, or if you like dried beans, like just buy things in bulk if you know that you're going to use them, because that's another way to save on money, and also I think it'll eventually save on food waste as well. And then along the same lines is to buy the store brand of things. You don't have to buy the name brand just because, like, often the product is the exact same, it's just the brand is like different. And so like for example, just buy the no name store brand oats. You can buy the no name store brand, you know, like spices. Like it doesn't have to be the super fancy, like more expensive ones. You don't have to pay extra just for the brand, unless it's something that you really like and you know you can only get by a certain brand. But if it's something that's available, just buy the store or the no name or whatever it is, the generic brand, just go with that, save yourself some money. And then these are some extra tips that I have for meal prepping and meal planning, and that is to have your favorite go-to recipes on hand, in a list, on your phone, in a notebook, whatever it is. Write it out, the recipes that you know you like, that are easy to cook, that you know how to cook, that you can make up fast, and then just You can even make those every single week if you want, or you can switch it up. If you're somebody who likes to eat the same thing, you can make the same thing every week. There's no problem with that. So if you have like a favorite tomato sauce that you like to make and then put on spaghetti squash every single week, do that. If you have a favorite soup recipe you like to make every single week, you can do that. If you have a favorite chicken recipe, whatever it is, you can just keep going back to the same recipes, and it'll save you time, it'll save you money because you already have the ingredients because you bought them in bulk, and it's good to have those staple recipes on hand. Another one is when you start meal prepping, focus on the foods that are going to take the longest first. So for example, if you are going to bake some chicken in the oven, put that in first. If you're going to do some roast vegetables, cut those up, put them in the oven first. If you're going to cook up some grains like quinoa or rice or barley or whatever it is, put those in a pot, boil them first. And then while everything else is cooking, you can multitask and make other things. So while those things are in the oven, while they're cooking, you can, cut up some vegetables, cut up some fruit, make overnight oats, like things that are faster. So you're multitasking, getting extra things done, all the stuff. Next is to, along with your meal prep, prepare staple foods that you like and things that are easy to take, grab and go. So that could be things like boiled eggs, it could be like chopped fruit, chopped vegetables. So often this is kind of the same as like the ingredient prep. So if you're already doing this, you probably don't have to do this as well. But you can just put like chopped cucumber in a meal prep container, keep that in the fridge, and then when you want a snack, you can have your chopped cucumber. You could do like celery, you could do any vegetables that you like. Another one is good is to have like cooked beans on hand. So if you get like dried beans, you can just boil them and have them ready. But that's definitely a great thing to do as well. Find ways to switch up your meal prep. So this is kind of if you're doing the individual meals where everything is the same. So like say for example, or even if you do the like ingredient prep as well. So let's say for example, you have chicken, sweet potato, and broccoli or something like that, and you have 4 portions of those for the rest of the week, like that's your dinner. It could be easy to get a little bit sick of that, not to have many flavors, but a good way to like add flavor to that is one day you could add like some salsa and some lime juice and maybe some fresh cilantro to that dish, and then the next day you could make like some sort of like soy sauce, maple syrup, garlic sauce, put that on there, add some sesame seeds. The next day you could do like some apple cider vinegar and some lemon juice and like some Greek herbs, add that in there. The next day you could do something spicy, so like some hot sauce, you could do sriracha, and then you could add like some more lime juice, whatever you want in there. But the thing is to change it up with like some condiments, some spices, herbs, seasonings, dressings, so that it's not the same every day if you do get sick of eating the same thing every day. And then the last tip that I have for this video is to make it fun. You don't have to like say I'm spending all afternoon in the kitchen and I can't do anything else. Like what I love to do when I'm meal prepping is I will listen to a podcast, I'll listen to music, you can even play like a movie in the background. You could ask your family to join you and help you out. If you have kids, they probably would love to help cutting the vegetables, whatever it may be. Just make it fun and make it a fun activity and something that you look forward to, because when you look forward to making it, you're gonna look forward to eating it more later, and it's just gonna be a whole good experience. So yeah, those are my tips for meal prepping and meal planning. I'm sure that there are more things that I'll think of after this, but this is a good starting point. So I hope that you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, please comment down below and let me know if you do meal prep or not, if you want to start, what is your whole take on this topic. And please like and subscribe as well, because I'd love to do more episodes like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!